Welcome to the Stray Podcast, where two unrich, unfamous, real people aimlessly move from topic to topic without course.
I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Jason. Today's subject is...
Nightclubs! Wah, 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 wah.
So, Stephanie, what's the first thing that you think about when you hear nightclub? What are fears? What are concerns? What are excitements?
Okay, I do get mostly excited because I know there's going to be a lot of dancing involved, but there are a few areas that I'm pretty sure we can relate. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying because Jason and I have gone out on a nightly.
We have gone out many times together, yes. And have been a great time. I will tell you, with me, I love nightclubs because I love musicals. And when I'm in a nightclub, I feel like I'm in a musical because everyone's dancing and singing at the same time, so it feels like a musical to me. Mm-hmm. So that's what gets me so excited, like the first thing.
Like Flashdance.
Yes. Yes. Everybody's dressed slutty. Everybody's dressed in quote-unquote costumes sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like a movie.
Exactly.
So that's like, it gets me really excited. So, but there are some things about nightclubs that are frightening.
Yes.
Drunk people, fights, gross bathrooms, especially for women because men can just stand there.
Well, honestly, I've been to the bathrooms at several of the nightclubs, and if you don't go at the beginning when you're there fresh and you probably have had a drink already, it's safe to go within the first 2 hours that you're there. If you're there more than that, but then again, I know some of you are saying, why are you there for more than 2 hours? Trust me, if it would go on till like 5 a.m. the next day, I would still be on the dance floor. But that's besides the point. So if I do go in after the 2.5 hour phase, there's no toilet paper, no soap in the soap dispensary.
And lines.
Most of all, lines. And so at that point, you're either going to hold it or, I don't know, call it a night. Which at that time, I'm like, I might as well sweat it out while I can.
Right? And I always try not to break the seal. Because as everyone knows, if you break the seal, you have to go every 5 minutes. Which is true. Some nights I won't have to go as much. Some nights I will. I guess it just depends on my body because I drink about the same when I go out. So sometimes I'll have to go a lot. Sometimes I won't have to go at all. But it's always that first piss, whatever you want to call it, that gets you to that point where you have to go every 5 minutes after that.
Yeah. For me, I try to really, really just dance that shit out. Honestly.
Yeah, sweat it out.
And that's going to be the best bet because we all know that those bathrooms are never fully cleaned, per se.
No.
So...
And I think that bathrooms at a nightclub always have that smell no matter what. If they're deep cleaned, aired out forever. There are some clubs that I have been to, that shall remain nameless, that have the bathrooms in the basement. And those never get aired out. So...
no. I mean... Oof. For us gals, I'm pretty sure some of you can relate. We call it the aguilita style. You just pretty much, without touching, you open up your legs, you kind of squat it down and let it go. Oh. But it to me, even that is just not going to pass it. I mean, you can take me camping and I better see some bathrooms within a 1 mile radius because I will walk there. I will not do the traditional thing, go out in the middle of nature. Oh no. Heck no. I need a bathroom and I also need my hot water. Yes, for those camping loving freaks out there, I am sorry.
You would never go out in the middle of, like, if you really had to go?
No.
Really?
No, yeah.
Do you get pee shy outside?
I do not, but I think it's gross. Because I feel like if I don't do it properly, it's going to get all over me.
Well, I mean, you have to, like, squat pretty, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, these quads will not support my upper body. Trust me on that.
Well, especially if you've been drinking, too. You're going to flop over.
Which reminds me of this one time I did go camping. This one time in camping. That exact same thing happened. We had one too many. And, I mean, in this situation, it's a little bit different because there were actually bathrooms nearby, which was incredibly great. And they were very clean. Shout out to Kings Canyon out there, way out there in the middle of nowhere that you will not get phone reception. But at least there were clean bathrooms. But other than that, a lot of people would just go in the water. There was a little creek down there, like go in the water or go over there. I'm like, no, that's fine. I will wait until morning.
Oh my God.
It was intense. It was the most intense night I've ever spent in my life out in the wilderness. And I said, well, God forbid there's ever an apocalypse because I am not going to survive it.
Oh, that's crazy. As a male, it's obviously easier for us to go in public areas and outside because we just stand there, etc., and let it go. But I will say, when it comes to number 2, taking a poop, I always get poop shy at public places or outside. Actually, when it comes to camping, I've just went camping like for the first time in a long time, just this past Thanksgiving 2018. I went camping and there was bathrooms. It's just that I always get like this fear that I'm going to have to go really bad. And I don't like going in public spaces or areas or outside, wherever. I don't like going number 2. Obviously, I mean, I don't know who
So
does,
not even like at like the mall or
no,
anything? Really?
No, I will try to avoid it at all costs. I mean, obviously I have done it because it has been emergencies, but I will try to avoid it at all costs.
Wow. So you're like that meme I once saw. There's no place to poop like home.
Yes, exactly. Because you can leave the door open. I mean, if you live alone, I live alone, so you can leave the door open. You could do whatever you want. Sounds like don't bother people. I mean, and it sucks because everyone poops.
Yeah.
So, like that book, everyone poops. So, like, everyone has that.
I once, and not to get all
movement of
morbid
life.
or anything like negative here, but I remember hearing, like in the news of this gal that she was young, that she passed away from fear of going to the bathroom.
Because she held it too long?
She held it, yeah.
Oh my God.
She held it. I don't know what that's called, what that fear is called.
Yeah.
But I remember hearing about it, and I never looked it up to see what the whole cause was, but I'm sure as anybody with a disorder like that, I mean, that must have been like super intense.
Yeah, we aren't doctors or nurses,
Yeah,
so
no.
please don't email us
No.
with problems. But I do know, I mean, obviously poop is poisonous if it stays in your body too long, I'm assuming, and or urine is poisonous, so if it stays in your body for a long time, things happen.
Oh, yeah. It's
bladder can burst.
the waste that's trying to get
etc.
out. But enough with the poop talk. No, we seriously, that's one of the main things why I don't really eat before going to a nightclub as much, and I try not to drink, and if I know I'm going to drink, I better...
You try not to drink? Is that what you just said?
No, I do drink,
Oh, okay,
but I try to sweat it out as much as possible.
Yes.
And you've seen me.
Yes. I also try not to eat much going out to a club because when you eat, obviously the alcohol takes longer to affect and you have to buy more.
Yes.
So, bitch is on a budget. So, I always try to not to eat when I go out to a club so I don't have to spend as much money on alcohol and it affects me faster.
I absolutely hate paying more than $10 for a drink.
Yeah, drinks get expensive.
And even those like little mid promotions they have, they're like these little cheap drinks, and they're most not my cup of tea per se, or not my cup of drink. They're usually the Jaeger bombs or the exactly.
Jaeger is nasty.
Yes.
Oh.
Sorry for all you Jaeger lovers out there.
Gross.
I'm sorry.
Jaeger is gross. Sometimes I'm so cheap that I will go up to the bartender and be like, "Can you just pour me like the residue from all your alcohol and then the mats in the back, just pour it into a cup for me?" Because that's cheap and it's a mixture. It's pretty much like a LA water. That's pretty much like what an LA water is, because you just pour the residue from all the drinks that have spilt in the back of the bar.
You know, surprisingly, yes, I'm a woman, but I was never the kind of woman. I don't have the physical appearance that, and this is another thing that I'm like, why? This is a negative thing about clubs. That of course you have to meet a certain physical criteria to get those free drinks. I unfortunately was never one of those.
Same.
Yeah, I don't get it. I just don't get it. I mean, I would try. It's not like I wouldn't try, but, I unfortunately don't have friends in Newport Beach where the plastic surgery will come in. I'm saving that until my husband number 2 comes along.
Okay. Husband number 1, if you're listening. Oops.
Love you, honey. But until husband number 2 comes along, then I will start scheduling those lip fillers, Botox. What else is out there?
At what age do you think you'll do your first Botox?
Okay, so this is another thing that I've been kind of debating. turned 30 last September. And
But you look great, by the way. 30 has...
Thank you.
Looks good on you.
But the other day I did see a picture of 2 years ago, and I'm like, why do I feel like I look younger there than I do now?
Because you are younger 2 years ago.
Okay, yeah, but everybody thinks like, okay, I do have a young face, and everybody tells me like, you cannot possibly be 30. Like, you are at most 25 or whatnot, which is great, thanks. Shout out to all those older men out there that have told me that. But I almost want to give it a try now, because Botox does give you a slight dramatic change. I don't know.
So at 30, you would do it now?
I would do it now.
Okay.
If I had the money.
Okay.
That's the problem. So
I do know that Botox gets cheaper and cheaper all the time.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the modern age VCR.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going extinct. It just gets cheaper as more and more people do it.
I know, and if I did have the money, I would do it now. And I'm sure you know a lot of people that do it.
Oh yeah,
of
course.
Yeah, but
I know people that are 25 and 26 that do it.
I know. I'm so late in the game. I swear.
Yeah. But you don't need it. Botox. I am 37, and I think I won't. I think I'll try it at 40. That's when I'll try it first.
But you also have a young looking face.
Oh, you're kind.
Remember, when I first met this guy, I thought, he's probably I seriously thought you were 30 at 30. Like, you were just entering your 30 phase.
Oh, you're so kind.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Steph and I work together, so that's how we met. But yeah, Botox, that's
the new way to go.
It's scary just because it's a needle, things going in your face, and
but
I have seen results. It works.
Yes, exactly.
It works.
And I've seen I will go on hours on just binge watching YouTube videos as they go in and insert that needle and just the not dramatic but semi-dramatic results at the end. Mm-hmm. And so I really do, but then again I would fall under that stigma that you're fake, you're this, you're that. I'm like, well, first of all, I live in Orange County.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. So I do live in Orange County, and there is it's so hard. It's so hard to keep up with a
lot of pretty people here.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 miles down west, you're hitting the beach, which is Newport Beach, and 90% of them are already. That's their 18th birthday, plastic surgery. Mm-hmm. 18th birthday. What do you want, mija? A new nose and quite possibly new teeth. And it happens. I used to work for a law office down in Newport Beach at one time, and that would be our clientele was always plastic coming in. Plastic. And it was so nice to see that. But of course, what days were they coming in? During the middle of the day, which usually, not to be stereotypical, but what does that lead to?
Yeah.
Husband number 2 that I'm shouting out to right now, okay?
Yeah. And it's funny, they try to look for husband number 2 or wife number 2 while they're with the first one.
Oh, yeah.
But again, to each their own. Whatever makes you happy, boo.
Yeah, whatever makes you happy. Which, yeah, and that's another thing that I personally don't like, is meeting that expectations to get that free drink at nightclubs.
Yes.
Absolutely hate that.
So, I am a gay man. Stephanie's a straight woman. So, what do you see the big difference between gay clubs and straight clubs? Or straight bars, gay bars?
So much. Honestly, I feel a lot more comfortable going to a gay bar, gay club. And mind you, so does my husband. Do
you think a lot of straight women feel the same?
No. Okay. Absolutely not. Because I actually have girlfriends that I will invite, and they are married, of course, and I always invite husband as well. Sure, they might be a little bit up for it, but because they know that their husbands are not going to feel comfortable, they always shut that idea down, or don't even, or, say yes, and then at the end of, last minute they'll bail out. But the biggest difference that I see is, first of all, the hunt is different. Obviously,
yes,
the
absolutely.
Hunt is very different.
Yes,
I'm honestly trying to hunt for more gay men because I love hanging out with them. Yeah. Love it. What do they call? I'm such a fruit fly.
Fruit fly. Yeah. We used to call them fag. Oh, I hate that word. Sorry, I wasn't supposed to say that word. I hate that word. I hate the F word.
He really does.
Yes. Hag with the F word in front of it, but I don't like saying that because it makes them sound ugly.
Yeah.
Most
Like a hag.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's a play on words and they don't really mean that,
Yeah.
but fruit fly I like better, and or just best girlfriend, whatever. But you're right. Yes.
Yeah. And it's so different. But I mean, obviously, maybe because deep down inside you're more of a woman than a man. You say it's just so much better without the effects of having fake girlfriends.
Correct.
That's the problem. And, you know, everybody has great girlfriends, great. Props to you. Mm-hmm. Love all my real girlfriends, and you know who I'm talking to. Probably my sister at this point.
Whatever.
But yeah, the hunt is very different. Mm-hmm. Just the behaviors of women, they're a little bit different because they're trying to meet that double standard.
Yeah.
Where, why are you dumbing yourself down? Why are you dressing more slutty? Which, you know, is great. You know, but you do you, boo. Mm-hmm. You do you. You do whatever you want. You want to wear the mini short skirt? Of course. What I don't like is that it's still the same stigma where if they are wearing such XYZ dress, then the male obviously thinks that XYZ is going to be so easy to get. Yeah. And there's still that. There's still that so much. And it's... just to me personally, I feel safer. Not that any man's gonna hit on me, unfortunately, but
well, we hit on you just in a different way.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Because I mean, even my husband gets the random hits right now. Sometimes when he's out there. And he's like totally really cool. And he's kind of, he doesn't really get it at first. Now he kind of gets it. I'm like, do you realize they were hitting on you? He's like, yeah, but they seem really cool.
Yeah.
And that's like at that point. So sometimes I do kind of have to like go in just to make sure that, you know, he is mine.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
Because sometimes they have been drinking. I'm all like, you know, and that makes me feel like great because I'm like, hey, actually my guy's a good catch, you know?
Yeah.
So, and he's very tall. He's 6'3". He was at 350 pounds and he's lost like almost 40 pounds up to date.
Yay.
So like, yay.
That's great.
So
that's great news.
Props to him. And so now he's getting that like nice smaller figure back, and so now I have to be a little bit more careful when I'm out.
So now he's going to be insulted if no gay guys hit on him.
Exactly.
He's like, I lost this weight for nothing.
Exactly.
That's funny. The big difference I see, I don't go to many straight clubs. I prefer to go to gay clubs, obviously. Like you said, the hunt is different. I feel like when I go to straight clubs, mostly women are dancing with other women, and kind of like the men are kind of circling them. Kind of like sharks.
They're like vultures.
Again, this is probably stereotypical, but I just feel that. I feel like most women are more prey, and guys only go to clubs to pick up women.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what they do. Now,
for all you guys that are listening out there, sorry, but this is just observation.
Yes.
Yeah. No hate.
And I feel that gay clubs, one, the music is 100% better.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes! Oh, yes!
They always play better music. Mm-hmm. The atmosphere is just so much more colorful and alive. I feel that when women are with their gay best friends, they act more themselves than if they were with their straight girlfriends going to a straight club.
Yeah.
Maybe because they're looking for men too, so they put on this persona. We always put on a persona when we're actually on the quote-unquote hunt, looking for a partner.
True.
We always put on this persona. It's a little different than when we are with our friends. I feel like the drinks are stronger at gay clubs.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I feel like
guess I haven't been
gay guys are heavy pours. Okay. Sometimes the bartenders aren't even gay, so but they just know to be a heavy pourer.
Okay.
But again, it goes back to this musical ambiance of like this gay musical that's always happening all the time. And I don't know, there's a lot of hot guys at straight clubs, I will say that. There's a lot of hot guys. And there's hot guys at gay clubs too, but maybe we just think they're hotter just because they're straight, or some are quote unquote straight, I don't know. Yeah. But I feel like there are a lot of hotter guys at straight clubs. And also in the gay world, I don't want to say a majority, but there are a lot of gay men who are into the mask, the more masculine men. And at straight club, we see that.
Yeah.
So
very true.
If I see that at a straight club, I get kind of, I guess, more turned on because they're they're so masculine and they're so straight. Like, they wouldn't they don't know like the gay sex part, like what we could do for them and blah blah blah. So it kind of turns you on in that way.
Right. I never thought of it that way, actually.
Yeah. And at gay clubs, there's from mask to queen. So like it's like on and everything in between. You have like this super masked guy that's just chilling in the corner, you know, lean back. And then you have the super queen go, ow, ow, ow. Kind of like that. So like, I love it all. It's just that straight clubs, you don't get the extremes. It's all mask.
And so. you know where I have that battle inside me is that, yes, you do see that masculinity in those straight bars or straight clubs. The only problem with that on my end is that when so much masculinity is involved, there's not enough dance.
Yeah.
Like and I'm all about dancing. My husband doesn't dance, so I'm just gonna keep using him as an example. Sorry, honey, if you're listening to this, but he doesn't dance. The only one time I ever saw him dance was when we got married, and he said that was a one-time thing. I'm like, sure, okay. Hence why whenever I do go to gay clubs and gay bars, I'm like, I let it out. And I'm like, come to me and I will dance with you.
Yes.
I mean, and that's just me. And if mind you, there are very straight men that do dance and that do know how to, but that's like so hard to find. It's so hard to, because if you do find a straight man at a straight bar or club, the minute that I would start dancing with them, if the opportunity came about, it would be nothing but like a sway and grind. And I'm like, no, I'm more of like a 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, turn.
I also feel that straight men don't really get really into it unless they're actually drinking. So they'll get a little buzzed.
Oh my gosh,
and they'll be like more comfortable. But gay men don't need that.
Exactly.
Gay men will just dance
Boom.
whenever. We don't need, all we need is good beats. We could be drunk, sober, high, on any kind of drug, whatever. Dancing always just comes naturally to us because we like to move. I mean, there are some gay men who don't, I guess, like to dance or can't dance, but yet I feel that if that beat comes on, they just instinctually will dance.
Yeah.
Straight men will too. I just feel like at clubs they have to be more the liquid
more,
courage.
Yeah, more
to actual dance, not the two-step.
And half the time they just don't really dance. Even with the liquor, it's like, that's not dancing.
Yeah.
Although I will have to quote the, yes, you can dance.
Yes.
Alcohol.
Yes. Yeah. Or vodka. Yes, you can dance. Yeah. My drink of choice is a vodka soda. That's obviously not so stereotypical gay man. 60 calories per glass. Vodka soda, I feel like it's not heavy, it's perfect. I love vodka or tequila. Tequila and soda or tequila and Sprite. Anything clear, I like. I can't stand the whiskeys or gins or anything that has gin's clear as well, but anything that has color to it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's heavy. And beer, I cannot stand beer. And I think beer is what makes bars smell nasty.
Yeah, fermentation.
Yeah, when they spill the beer, that's what makes the bar smell musty. And obviously, if you spill vodka, it's just vodka. It's actually cleaning the floor.
The alcohol is so high. It's also taking out the bacteria inside you. No, just kidding. We are not doctors.
No, not at all. So yeah, what is your drink of choice usually?
Whatever's free, and
okay.
I am very much a tequila kind of girl, but it's so hard to find somebody who actually likes to drink tequila shots. But I will mostly go for the cranberry vodka. I do like a little sweet in there. And then once the vodka soda comes along, for sure, but that's a little bit stronger, and that's if I really want to get crazy and wild.
Yeah.
If not, I'll stick with the cranberry vodka because the sugar obviously brings the alcohol levels down. But it does give you a major, really bad hangover because of the sugar, so that's the unfortunate part. But yeah, if anything, tequila would be great, and not the, what's that yellow tequila, reposado, I believe that's what they call it.
Okay.
I do like the white clear one, like in 1800 or whatever other Mexican brand is out there. I'm sorry.
Patron,
thank you.
One of my biggest pet peeves of nightclubs are people who don't dance, are just on the dance floor, standing there.
Oh, yeah.
Get off the dance floor, go on the edge of glory, whatever, stay on the edge. Don't come in the middle and just stand there and hold your drink. Don't do that. Straight or gay clubs. I don't care.
Very
move.
true.
Get off the dance floor. If you're not dancing, please move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things that I also noticed is a big difference between the two, and this is one of my pet peeves, actually, when I go to straight bars, is that they're always so crowded.
See, I don't mind the crowd just because, again, it goes back to that musical thing. Everyone's singing, everyone's dancing, so the crowds don't bother me as much. Again, of course, if it's too crowded, you can't really move.
Exactly.
But
I have a whole choreography in mind when I go in,
okay,
you know?
Yeah, of course you do.
Like, once Don Omar hits, I'm like, all right, let's get it on.
But, it also gets really hot. Yeah, it gets really hot.
Yes, it does.
So.
Yes, it does. And then it gets very hot, and obviously people get very hot. And once you start touching other people, that's when it starts getting really gross for me. Like, don't touch my sweaty body. Okay. And it's not so much them. Like, it's just like me rubbing my sweat on other people. It's like, trust me, you don't want this.
Another pet peeve of mine is, like, really nice nightclubs. I know that they're trying to keep, like, this specific look to it and this specific ambiance to it. Like, mostly in Vegas. When my friends and I go to Vegas, we don't go to straight clubs, but... Because this is another difference between straight and gay clubs. I believe that straight clubs sometimes will have a dress code. Like, slacks.
Yes.
Maybe a button-down shirt or a jacket. Like, the really nice, bougie ones.
Yeah.
Gay clubs, they don't give a fuck.
No.
Less is more.
Yeah.
So, you don't have to wear... You don't even have to wear pants, to be honest. As long as you walk in with pants or shorts. Like, you don't really have to keep them on. So, like, I feel like...
booty shorts.
Yeah. So, with us, it does get super hot there, but we don't get super hot ourselves because we actually don't have to really dress in a certain way.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah.
I know that there are straight clubs, too, that allow you to wear whatever. Like, you can wear sneakers, shorts, button-down, tank top, whatever. But some straight clubs, the ones that are really nice, you can't wear that stuff.
I know.
Have to wear, it gets super hot.
It does. It really does. And then when you're, like, for girls especially, it's, like, so hard because you just gotta, like, maybe find that little sequency dress that you haven't worn in a while, or that nice little strapless top and, short mini skirt and whatnot. I like to wear heels to clubs, and that's just because it's probably because it's just been like that before in other straight clubs where it's like, okay, it's part of the things you wear to clubs. You wear the high heels, and I wear the high heels too. And I'm like, why do I keep wearing high heels? I kid you not, and because I dance like throughout the entire night, like my legs and feet are throbbing at the end, which I'm sure you ladies can relate.
Yes. Can
absolutely relate. But I think now, and this comes for our next outing, and maybe we can do a podcast like what happened last night or what happened last Friday, where I'm like thinking, okay, you got to get a little bit more comfortable in there. And that's another thing too that I love is that it's not so bougie that you have to wear like your Prada heels and your, express dress and whatnot. You can literally go there with like jeans and like a nice cute tank top and whatnot, and go in there. I wouldn't recommend flip-flops at all.
Ugh, gross.
Do not recommend.
Unless you want like athlete's foot.
Athlete's foot, and you will have to go at it with a loofah.
Gross.
Really, really hard.
Oh, it's so nasty.
Yeah, it's gross. So a nice, I don't want to say cute pair of sneakers, but they do have these like cute flats nowadays that you can get at Target and whatnot. Leopard print and whatnot. They do get sweaty inside, girls. So maybe wear like a little
powder
pad. Yeah, a little powder in there, or like a little insole pad that you can insert there, so it doesn't get a little sweaty and smelly. Trust me. And then take 2 Advil.
Yes, and water.
And a lot of water
after the
hydrate.
Yes.
It's almost like a workout routine. Okay, hydrate before.
So horror stories. When it comes to clubs, I have.
Ooh.
Horror stories. I mean, I've seen plenty of fights, gay and straight. They're always kind of scary just because, if they escalate, they just get scary and you kind of panic. I have some friends that will jump into a fight to help someone. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily to start it, but they will jump in to help someone. They have done that many times. I have other friends
Shouldn't.
like myself. I will not jump into a fight. Unless, again, of course, I want to say this, unless it was actually some of my friends. If I see one of my friends getting beat up, I mean, I'm going to jump in. I don't know how much help I'm going to be. But I probably won't even help the situation. If I get knocked out right away, and then that's it. I mean, I can't help you if I'm on the floor knocked out. So, but I will not be the first one to jump in if I see someone in trouble that's not my friend or not someone I love. I'm not jumping in.
Yeah.
But I have friends who will, and who have. We were at this club in Riverside. Yes, Riverside. I believe it was New Year's Eve. A fight broke out. Two of my friends jump in right away to separate it, and my other friend and I were backed up against the wall. We're like, nope, this is not our problem. Another time was San Francisco Pride. I had another friend jump in to help a girl who was actually getting beat up, and she was getting beat up by other women. It was like a girl, yeah. So it was like one against, I believe, like 3 or 4.
Where was this?
San Francisco.
Oh, San Francisco. Okay.
Yes. So I have another friend who we were in West Hollywood, and 2 girls were beating up on this gay guy, and my friend jumped in to help, and here I am. I'm just standing there because I'm not going to jump in unless I actually have to.
Yeah.
And I don't even know instinctually if I actually had to jump in, would I? Like, because I've never been, that situation has never been about, because my friends and I are pretty chill. We don't start shit. We're not there for drama. Like, even when we're drunk, we don't have
like conflict,
aggression, I guess.
Yeah. You're not confrontational.
Yeah, we're like the best drunks.
Yeah.
So, some of us are criers, but that's fine.
Some of us like to rock to Iron Maiden while eating pizza.
So, but I don't know if I ever actually had to jump in, because I've never been in a fight. So I've never actually hit someone. Someone has, I've almost been assaulted by somebody, but I was a faster runner than him. Yeah. So luckily. I have peed my pants from being too drunk. That was at Long Beach Pride. Which you were there, and we lost you. We lost each other because we were so drunk. But that was such a fun day, though. But I got super drunk. I peed myself, and then we went to Islands because the people that were with me had to eat to sober up. I went into the bathroom, got sick, and then I guess I fell asleep on the toilet, and they were going to throw me out because they thought I was just in there getting sick in their bathroom. Right. But, yeah, so they were going to throw me out. Luckily, they didn't. What are some other horror stories? I've never actually thrown up in a club, like on like the dance floor or in the bathrooms. Yeah. It's always been after. Yeah. Either by the car, on the grass somewhere, or when I got home. Right. Because the drive home is always the worst. Yes. If you're spinning.
Oh my gosh.
Try not to close your eyes. It's just, it's the worst. Yes. So I remember your horror story when you were at that piano place. Don't say the name, but that piano place.
Yeah. Well, I'll get to that horror story in a bit, but I have another horror story. It wasn't so much of a horror story, but I think it was my 21st birthday. And of course, 21st birthdays are, memorable or not memorable for those of you who do decide to partake in your freedoms of being 21 and binge drinking. So I felt like I was going to throw up. Of course, I was on the dance floor. I think somebody told me that I must have done like 1,000 squats that night.
Oh my god!
So you can just imagine. Of course, these guys were a little bit younger back in the day.
Squats as in dancing?
As in dancing squats, yeah. So I started writing things on people's back and God knows what. Actually, the people that went out, like 4 couples that went out that night, are now married. Some magic happened in that night. One of them still together. You know who I'm talking about. They met that night. Actually, I met her boyfriend that night. You know who I'm talking about. Not that night, but it was the first time I met him. So, yeah, sure, we were dancing and everything. I suddenly felt like I was going to throw up, and I said, no, on the dance floor, girlfriend. This is sacred ground. Mm-hmm. So, this club actually doesn't exist anymore. So, I went into the bathroom. Girls came with me, went to the handicap stall, and girlfriend tells me, you need to get on your knees if you are going to go through with this. And I said, no, I think I'll be fine if I just let it out standing. And I don't know what ended up. Yeah.
No, that's never a good
So,
idea.
exactly. So she told me, no, you need to get on your knees. Just get on your knees. And
or at least closer, at least bend over closer to
everything
the
was
toilet.
spinning. Everything was spinning. So, and nothing ever came out. But the thing was that the minute that I took her word for it and I did get on my knees, my head hit the toilet seat. And it was really hard.
Oh my God.
And I could vaguely remember the girls that were in there just staring, are you okay? I'm fine. I'm fine.
And you were still spinning probably, so that didn't help.
Yes.
Jesus.
And I said, nothing's coming out. So I went back on the dance floor and continued dancing. I could have had a bloody head that night. Who knows? So that's horror story number 1. Horror story number 2. So I went vegetarian for like 2 years.
Okay.
And I will count this as a horror story. So, of course, what happens when we start drinking? We tend to go crazy, and then afterwards, the hunger kicks in, right? After so much dancing and everything, I told my gal friend who's there with me, I said, I'm so hungry. Of course, I didn't know what I was saying. I'm so hungry. So we ended up going to a local Jack in the Box there, and that killed my 2-year vegetarian
Oh my
streak.
God. Just because you were drunk?
Just because I was drunk, I binged on a chicken sandwich from Jack in the Box. Curse you, Jack in the Box. But that's all right. So I made it through. So afterwards, I never been back to being a vegetarian.
Oh my God.
So I will count that as a horror story. I'm sorry for all you vegetarians out there. I feel your pain, but I'm sure you're used to it now.
Is crazy.
Horror story number 3. So you know how they say that you probably shouldn't go out with your coworkers unless you have this like really good friendship vibe with them. It's very true.
Like us.
Like us, exactly. Very, very, very true. So we did go out. So we were at a club, straight club actually. We were all having shots, Irish whiskey shots. One of the things that you should probably know is that when I get very, very drunk, I start doing Irish dance, just Irish jigs.
Yeah.
I do Irish dancing, and I start just doing treble wheel step to whatever music you name it.
Oh my God.
So I will start doing it for all you Irish dancers. You know what I'm talking about. So another group had too much to drink. We were with another gal. She looked amazing that night, by the way. She looked exactly looked the part of what we were just talking about, that double standard. Looked amazing. And I'm not sure what ended up happening. There was just some miscommunication or misunderstanding between her, the other party, and my husband, and another one of our ex-coworkers. So the point of the matter is that everything was escalating, and between my husband and our ex-coworker, who's also male, it was about to get nasty.
Oh, no.
And so I was
fight.
Exactly. So I'm like, okay, so one thing when I am drinking, I'm actually pretty, like, there's like this little tiny person in the back of my mind who's going like, okay, hold cup with right hand, hold cup with left hand, and you hear it, you'll hear it, right? So your subconscious kicks in. So I said, this cannot happen.
That's the fight or flight.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But here's what I ended up doing. Like I said, I do not want to get kicked out. I do not want to leave. So what did I ended up doing? So the people these were guys from the other party. I started actually flirting with them.
Okay.
And I told them, and you want to know what actually resolved that situation?
Free drinks?
No, I wish.
Oh.
Dance.
Okay.
Dance.
Yeah.
So I told them, hey, you know what? Let's go out and dance. You want to dance with me? You want to dance? I actually felt pretty cool that night because I'm like, I evaded a confrontation here.
Yeah.
So that was almost horror story number 3.
No, that does work because if you persuade somebody with drinks
Mm-hmm.
and or dancing
Mm-hmm.
and or whatever, boobies, whatever.
Yes.
That works. That's great.
Very true, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, and so, like, everybody backed off, and actually I did end up dancing with that guy. In the middle of the dance where I kind of let go of him because there were other people that were part of his party, too. They're like, we'll take it from here. I'm like, great. Where's the free drink?
Fantastic.
That was, and then getting lost and
Oh,
cried.
Yeah,
That was really bad, actually. I was really scared that night.
It was it was crazy.
It was crazy.
We just lost each other. We got so drunk at Long Beach Pride 2018 that we
was it 2018?
Yeah, it was last year.
Mm-hmm. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, so we were at Long Beach Pride, walking around, drinking, dancing, and then Stephanie just disappeared.
Yeah, all I did was go to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. Go to the porta potties, which is another disgusting thing.
Yep.
Oh, God.
So, let's tell the listeners a little bit about ourselves before we end this very first Stray podcast. Ladies first.
Well, thank you.
Not you. Just kidding. Go ahead. You first.
I'm Stephanie, and a little bit about myself. As you probably have figured out, I'm Mexican, Mexicana aquí, or at least trying to be. A little fun fact about me, I dance folklorico and Irish dancing and teach Zumba classes as well.
Yes.
Pretty much lo hago todo, menos lo que están pensando, except for what you guys are thinking, all right? Hey, chiquita pero picosa. So watch it.
Love it. Do you want to give them a little shout out where you might teach Zumba sometimes?
Yeah, so hopefully it still keeps going. So we do teach at a church in Orange. You can message me for more details of the information because I don't know if I should name the exact location. So just DM me. I am at stephaniebuck88@gmail.com. That's where you can reach me at if you have any questions or if you'd like me to teach Zumba at your local, studio, whatnot. Hit me up.
Love it. My name is Jason. I am a gay male living in Orange County. I am not single. Sorry, fellas. Steph and I work together. We won't say where, but that's how we met. We really like podcasting. We really love listening to podcasts. In later episodes, we will get into what we listen to and who we listen to. We kind of just wanted to start this podcast just to, see what would happen.
Yeah.
I think that's how most podcasts start. We just want to see what happens. We love to talk. We love to hear from people.
Clearly.
Yes. We both love to exercise. We both love to eat right when we can.
Yes.
We both love to go out, as we said. So we are a good duo to start a podcast. I am also a spin instructor at this place in Orange County called Union Ride.
With a Y.
With a Y. And then my Instagram is at Real Men Ride. So you guys can message me there as well. Again, this is the Stray Podcast with
Stephanie
and Jason. Please look for other episodes to come out. So we are going to also make an email address. We haven't made one yet. We should have done that first.
Yeah,
but that's
you can
fine.
email
Whatever.
me. It's fine. It's not like I actually check it. No, just kidding. But I didn't know we were giving out Instagram names. I do have an Instagram. I don't have it at hand, but I promise you by the second podcast, I will give that to you.
Yes. So this first one might be a rough one, but you know what? We're just getting started.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for listening to the Stray Podcast, and we will see you later. Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you, Jason.
Bye. Bye.